Parshas Sisa. This week's Parsha, we have the astounding anecdote of the Egel Hazav, Klal Yisrael, just a few days after Kabbalah Satira. We were serving the Egel Hazav. It's a crazy story. We could talk about it for hours trying to figure out what actually happened over there. Pashup Shah makes no sense, right? Let me ask you something which sounds it sounds a sugar like apocryphal. So let me preempt it by saying that they did something wrong, right? Everyone knows that Egel was an Avera. And Hashem wanted to wipe us out for it. The question is, what was so bad about it? You read through the Psukim. Moshe Rabbeinu was essentially dead. If you were a Yid standing at the foot of Har Sinai, Moshe Rabbeinu was gone. He was an old man, he was 80, and he went up to Har Sinai 40 days later, and he didn't return. 40 days after not eating, he didn't bring any provisions with him. Parshas, he was dead. And if you weren't, and if you like had you were still masupak, the Satan made the whole world start spinning around. Everything turned black. And you look up in the sky, and you literally saw Moshe Rabbeinu dead. Right? So, it's like, the Rebbeinu Shalom says, I want to wipe out Klal Yisrael. I mean, like, they had a pretty solid excuse going on over there, no? That's the first question. Why did the Rebbeinu Shalom react like that? Why is that the proper response for what they did? Number two, at one point, if you read through the Psukim, it comes, and then they're serving the Egel, and Aaron's building the Mizbeach, and then you see, Rashi tells us they killed Chor, and then, like, it seems like things are progressing, and then at one point, Hashem says, Moshe Rabbeinu, go down, take care of your people, your nation that you took out of Mitzrayim, they're misbehaving. Go take care of them. Why now? Why the second the Erev Rav started making a tumult? Why didn't Hashem send Moshe Rabbeinu down the second they were starting up with Chor? Why now? And I think the Pshat is, we could base it on something which is in contrast to what Yaakov Galinsky says by Har Sinai. We know what was our mantra? What was our battle cry at Har Sinai? We all yelled, Na'aseh v'nishma, right? And specifically translated, Na'aseh means we will do. V'nishma means and we will listen. Director Yaakov Galinsky. If I come to you and I say, hey, you wanna engage in a business deal, right? What do you think your firm will be interested? You could say, I'll talk to them. I'm interested. How can you say that we are in? 100%. I will sign on the bottom line for everyone in my firm. I will listen. Fine, if the entire class will yell out, how are they able to yell out for each other? So Yaakov Galinsky says, it's very Pashup. If you walk into a first grade classroom with bars of chocolate, with a bucket of lollipops, and you say, and you pull over one kid, ask one kid, you say, hey, you think you guys want lollipops? That kid can honestly say, 100% with conviction, yes, we want lollipops. Because who doesn't want lollipops? First grade, everyone wants a lollipop. We were able to say, we were absolutely am echad. On the contrary, when it comes to the ego, this calf jumps out. He's talking. It's crazy. It's wild. I mean, there was spooky stuff going on. And they were looking for a conduit, something to be able to connect to Hashem with, other than Moshe Rabbeinu. They lost Moshe Rabbeinu. How else are we supposed to connect to Hashem? Pick something gold, like the top of the Aron HaKodesh. It's not crazy. It's not like Avodah Zarah, right? Hey, the Kruvim were gold. But the Rebbeinu Shalom is supposed to tell you how to connect with Him. And you can't start making your own conduits. That's Avodah Zarah. As the calf walks out of the flames, dramatically, they pronounce, Yisrael. This ego, this is your God. Besides for the idea that they're saying that this calf took you out of Mitzrayim back then, it was just created, but he said this is your God. Didn't say this is our God. At that moment, Klal Yisrael lost their unity. This is not about a we anymore. Now it's about a me. Now it's about a you. It's about an I. It's not about a we. We lost that unity. So why didn't Hashem send on Moshe Rabbeinu at that point? He said, when we lost that achdus, when we were no longer an Am, We were no longer the nation that Moshe Rabbeinu took out of Mitzrayim. So why didn't Hashem intervene at that point, Kaviyachol? Because people have their ups and downs. Yeah, we made a mistake, and we lost our aftos. You know, it was the last straw on the camel's back. The next morning they woke up, and the pasuk says, Klal Yisrael woke up. And it says, the Am woke up. I am not, as a people, as a nation, they woke up. What did they wake up for? Together! To eat, to drink, the tzachik. For a party, they were an Am. And that's when their Parshas said, whoa, you guys are an Am? You guys are ba'achtos? What are you ba'achtos about? For a good time? For a party? What are you talking about? But when it comes to serving their Yisrael, now it's a lekecho. But for a party, now you're all together. Now everything's fine. Moshe Rabbeinu, this is not the people that I took out. This is your people. I told you to take the nation of Klal Yisrael out of Mitzrayim, and they are not that anymore. Our job is to be a unit. That when we have a problem, everyone has a problem. When someone else has a problem, that's our problem. We have to think not only about our issues, but think about everyone's issues. I have a very, very small story to share with you, but it's huge. You have these long, 10-hour stories, but like this little, it's just a thought, and it's so powerful. There was a girl from Miami who was dating a boy from New York, and so she was a little out of her comfort zone, and she was taking a bus to Baltimore, I believe it was Erev Shabbos, and she was running to catch the bus at Grand Central Station, and she runs in, and it's mama's running late. She checks the schedule, and it says the next bus is leaving in 5 minutes. She's like, fine, if I could get to the counter on time, I'll get on this bus, and I'll make it to Baltimore on time for Shabbos. She walks up there, and she sees that there's a line to the wazoo. It's never-ending people, and it'll take her 45 minutes to get a ticket. And she says, this is it. I'm not going to make it to my chassan for Shabbos. And she has this moment of what am I supposed to do? How am I get home for Shabbos? And this man walks over to her and says, you're Jewish. Where do you need to go? She says, I'm trying to get to Baltimore. He says, here, I have an extra ticket. He looks at her and says, whoa, Tia. She says, what do you mean an extra ticket? There's nothing as an extra ticket. If this is your ticket, then how are you going to get to Baltimore for Shabbos? And he says, you don't understand. Whenever I'm catching a late ticket on Erev Shabbos, I always think there might be a yid that runs in here who needs this ticket. So I buy 2. She's like, that is insane. What's your name? And he says, his name's Greenwald. He could call me Ronnie. Ronnie Greenwald, he thought about absolutely every yid was his problem. And when he bought a ticket, he's like, wait, who else would want a ticket? And he bought 2 tickets. And he just walked around for a few minutes to see if there's ever a yid who showed up at the back of the line and needed a ticket to get there for Shabbos. I think it's the most incredible thing I've ever done. We are an Am Echad, and we have to know that we have to be together. We have to be an Am, not just for partying. And we just came through Purim, and we had tremendous aftos on Purim. But let's see if we can keep that aftos going through everything else. Outside of the parties and the good times, through our Avodas Hashem, through our service of our Rebbeinu Shalom. We should come back to be a Nasi v'Nishma nation. And Be'ez Hashem, we're going to Pesach and the month of Nisan with that.